Hey guys, it's Josh. Today I wanted to expand upon episode 4's video, which was mobility tools and techniques. We had gone over a couple of tools that we had used. We had used lacrosse balls, baseballs, softballs. We used a bat in place of a tiger tail, which is basically just a stick, foam rollers and PVC pipes. I just wanted to take some of those tools and I wanted to apply it to a muscle group. And the muscle group we're going to apply it to today are the forearms. For those of you out there who might be at a sedentary job or a job that requires you to just sit or stand and type all day and write all day, just keeping tension in your fingers, your wrists, in order to do your work, you might be having lingering pain through the wrist, radiating up through the elbow into the shoulder. We're going to use the lacrosse ball. We're also going to use that tiger tail that we had shown you last time. And we're also going to use a kettlebell. If you'd like, you can take out your own lacrosse ball or baseball or softball. We could do it together. So let's go. Typically, whenever I'm doing my trigger point therapy or foam rolling or myfascial release, I'm on the floor. However, when you're doing your forearms, you should probably have your forearm on top of something that's elevated, so that way you have leverage. And so that way the pressure that you're putting onto your arm is a little bit more efficient. So I just grabbed a stool. I'm basically just going to put my arm on top of the stool or seat or whatever it is that you're using. And I'm going to take my lacrosse ball or whichever you decide, tennis ball, baseball, and the areas that are giving you the most trouble on your forearm, you're basically just going to take this lacrosse ball and you're going to dig into those areas that are giving you the most issues. All right, so you can go in a circular motion, clockwise, counterclockwise. It's also suggested in a few books that you rotate. The one thing that I find with rotation is that it can give you like raspberries, kind of just burning up the skin and tearing the skin off. We don't necessarily want that, especially with a rubber lacrosse ball. It might hurt a little bit. So again, the name of the game here is just to apply pressure. So again, find those really tender areas. Apply as much pressure as possible. Again, that whole action that we discussed in the last mobility technique video is to contract and relax the muscle. So I'm contracting my forearm, relaxing it, contracting, relaxing. You can make a fist as well. Relax, contract, relax, and just keep navigating through. For the most part, you want to hold in that one spot that's giving you the most trouble for about 30 seconds and then rotate to the next area that's giving you the most trouble. There's no like recipe for this. It's basically just beat the out of yourself and loosen your muscles up by applying pressure. I'm just gonna flip my arm over and you can just roll it on. And if I didn't have this ledge over here, I'd probably have to be putting a lot more pressure. Also, stability would be a little bit of an issue. So it kind of just allows me to hang out. And I'm just applying pressure with the ball. You can grab the ball with 3 fingers so that way you have a lot of surface area to make contact with your arm. Once you find that really difficult, agonizing spot, really hold it on there and you can begin a pattern of movement a bit to help loosen it up. That's going to be the forearm tack and twist technique. Next one is going to be the forearm extensor muscles. You can take a tiger tail or the nightstick as we call it here at Chief Health. You could pretty much just put it on top of that elevated surface, palm up, and you can just gotta shimmy a little bit, and you could just kind of roll. You could also apply pressure and really lean in. Really look for those areas that are giving you the most trouble. Apply pressure, lean forward. It's painful, but it's good. So in my last video, I had mentioned that in this book, Becoming a Supple Leopard, again, fantastic book, highly recommend it. He had used kettlebells to mimic his own body weight as to apply pressure to certain areas on his body. He didn't mention it in the book with the forearm, but I found that it actually works quite well for the forearm. And basically, all you're doing is sticking your arm between one surface and a kettlebell. I know that sounds a little extreme, But sometimes the weight or the pressure that you're applying yourself, or even the density of whatever the object you have, isn't enough. So with a kettlebell, depending on the weight of the kettlebell, the weight of it takes care of the pressure itself, and all you really have to do is stabilize it on top of your forearm. It is awesome. It kind of changed the game for me. It's pretty much the reason why now my forearms are a lot looser and have much more mobility. So I'm just going to take this kettlebell and I'm putting it pretty much on top of my forearm, okay? I'm starting with my palm up. The flat bottom is on top of my forearm, okay? And now, this is obviously not going to be as painful as if I were to lean the kettlebell over, so that way the edge of the flat bottom is now making contact with my forearm. Okay, smaller surface area is going to mean increased pressure. So you can use that flat bottom to your advantage, and of course the 30 pounds of the kettlebell, or however heavy the kettlebell is really going to work to your benefit. We're going to go to the other side. Again, use that flat bottom, contract and relax. You can make a fist, you can extend, you can flex. And again, all you have to do is just maneuver, rotate, angle it appropriately, and this is arguably, in my opinion, one of the most effective tools when it comes to using it on your extremities. I want to thank all of you guys for watching. If you have any questions at all about today's demonstration regarding the forearm and the lacrosse ball, the tiger tail, anything at all, the kettlebell, don't hesitate, post below. If there's something that you want to see in the future that you've been kind of dying to learn about regarding health and fitness and wellness, please don't hesitate at all. And don't forget to like or subscribe, of course, if you feel that you like it enough to do so. We're going to constantly be uploading new videos that are basically very linear and are going to progress you through your health status. Today was fun, all right? I haven't done this since I was like a kid. I've never done them with like balls that were different weights. It's really strange. It's almost like I have to let up a little bit on the tennis ball as compared to the baseball. It feels really weird. Sometimes you could just be like, oh shit. My dog chewed up this ball, but it says 5/15/03, last Jayhawk game, 8 Ks, Jericho Jayhawks. We sucked, but in my opinion, unless I find something different, if I feel like going hiking and I stick myself between the ground and a boulder, I mean, I guess that could work too. But, or like, what do they call from The Office? The bailiff? No, not the bailiff. The bailer. The bailer. I just call it the bailiff. The bailer. Where he's like, Baylor, I hardly know her. So another technique would be to stick your face. And you're going to stick the kettlebell right on top. And all you're going to do it... No, I'm just kidding, man. Don't do that.
Achieve health.